Hey guys, good morning. BATJAC J.W. here. Yeah, it's Saturday morning. We're a little late, but we're here. And I was just kind of searching around. Uh, I've been just addicted to, and I think a lot of us are, the Internet Movie Firearm Database, where you can look up your favorite movie and find out exactly what what arms did they use. So I think it's really cool. And one of the ones that I was actually I do remember this. And let's see if I can find it here. It was a Roger Moore James Bond. Yes. Am I going to be able to pull it up here, or is it going to be there? It is. Okay. The one in question, as we all know, James Bond's character carried a certain gun that made it cool, that made everybody want one, made me want one. The Walther PPK. But it's interesting because I remember when I was a lot younger, I was watching this one and I noticed. I said, "Wait a minute! That looks like he has a different gun. That doesn't look like he has the PPK." And I know that a lot of times in movies, what they'll do is they'll actually substitute a gun with if they got to use it for firing. They'll substitute it with something that works better, or maybe a blank firing pistol. And this is most notably noted in the older films where they were using 1911s. I believe like The Wild Bunch, 1969 with Sam Peckinpah. The 1911s were actually subbed out for Star, I think they're called like a Star B or something. It's a Spanish pistol, I believe, that looks a lot like a 1911, and I guess in a pinch it could pass for one, but it handled blanks more reliable than the 1911 did. So it's weird. You would see the substitute sometimes. And then also, I believe, if you watch really carefully, The Getaway with Steve McQueen, not that remake one, but the real one with Steve McQueen, Ali McGraw. If you watch him, because he carries a vintage Colt 1911 in it. It's either like a World War One style, or like a commercial one that came out in between the wars. More than likely, it's a commercial one that came out in between the wars. But that one, when he shoots Alaterry at the getting place, you see that it's kind of a strange looking pistol. That's because I believe they subbed it out for the Star. But back to the Bond thing. This was in 1983 is when it came out. Octopussy with also with Maud Adams, and I believe she played a Bond girl twice in the Bond flicks. I think she did. But if you watch it, he has a different gun. He doesn't have the PPK. He has the Walther P5. Isn't that cool? Now, it's a cool looking, space age looking gun. In fact, I have a feeling that if I ever found one and it was not so terribly expensive, because I think they're kind of collectible, I would probably buy it just for the sake of, just because I'm just that guy. I collect the Bond guns. They're so cool. They just have something about them. But it's a Walther P5, and according to what the Internet Movie Firearms Database says, it says the P5 was used to appease Walther because it was helping them promote the new pistol for the time. So it's kind of interesting because he actually, in the film, it even says it here. He says, to Q, I mislaid my PPK. If they were trying to promote it, they should have maybe, just kind of did a little bit more with, like, saying, hey, look, it's a new P5 or something. Because if you watch, there's a Tomorrow Never Dies with Pierce Brosnan. That one, he he actually says, the new Walther. And he picks up what? You guys know, right? The Walther P99. Picks that up and he says, I asked Q to get me one of these. He really kind of promoted that. It was really interesting because that they carried the P99 throughout the films. You had so Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and the other one that he did, Die Another Day. I should know that because it's my favorite Brosnan Bond, Die Another Day. And it carried on over even to the Daniel Craig little days. It carried on over to Casino Royale, which is actually, I really like Casino Royale. I really like the whole poker game setup that they did. That's really cool. And then in between the game, how he was like having these like really violent fights in the stairwells and stuff, and yeah, how you would patch yourself up from that and actually show up back up to the game looking, you know, okay, and not like you just like went through some kind of wrestling match. Unbelievable. But I thought that was always interesting that they, you know, they would change stuff around. Yeah, and that's really cool. But yeah, let's see here. Let's actually look it up. Since we're on the page anyway. I know you can't see it, but let's see. Let's look up the Tomorrow Never Dies. Because that's when it first showed up. And it's kind of interesting because there's different variants of it. And so, of course, he has, it says right here, for the majority of the film, carries the Walther PPK. And then, let's see, when does he, so he has it, oh, they show a lot of photos of him with it. That's really cool. But then there it is, the P99. Says, let's see, replaces his old Walther and picks out the P99. And yeah, so you can tell it's actually kind of an older styled one because, which I actually like, the dust cover right under the front, it doesn't have that big clunky rail. I'm not trying to bash them, but sometimes they add too much. Like, if you guys know throughout my channel, you guys know I have that Kimber 1911 that has a rail. It's the only 1911 I have with a rail at the moment, but it's like, you know, given the choice, now that I have one with it, I don't think I actually like the rail on the 1911. It doesn't add a nice touch to it. It kind of is ugly, in a sense, to me. Yeah, but now the P99 is the same bit. That some of them have this ugly, you know, extra rail. I had one. I had a P99. It was in 40, and that's what bothered me about it. I just never really cared for the caliber. It wasn't something I wanted to hold on to. So I let it go. But I had a P99 for a while, and it was such a nice shooting pistol. Honestly, I have thought about replacing it at some point, but I'm not sure about it. I'd have to get up something and get rid of something in order to acquire it. That's kind of my rule now. So I've been laying low on the buying a little bit now. But as you guys know, I acquired the Remington TAC 14. Hope you guys saw that video. Went out, just kind of shot it a little bit, not too much. It's really difficult to shoot those videos out in the desert because of all the noise, the extra, people running around and shooting and stuff like that. And I, definitely don't want to. You never know what could happen when you turn on the camera, especially when you're outside and you're sharing a range with a whole bunch of other people. That's the other thing that I always kind of keep in mind. If you're going out to random places to go shoot, they're not really exactly designated as a gun place. Well, even if they are, like the place I went to is designated as a gun range. There's a big sign outside that says recreational shooting area. That's That's very important. You don't want to be caught up doing anything that you're not supposed to in a zone that you're not supposed to. You may not even be aware of it. But the dangers of doing this kind of stuff where there is no like range officer, there is no supervision there. You're just rolling up to a remote spot and firing off some guns. You have no idea what could happen to you. The dangers of that, you just don't know who could be around, who could be lurking. Somebody could come up and attempt to rob you. Sounds really just absolutely asinine, but it can happen. It definitely can happen. It's a possibility. So it's something that I've always thought of, because I knew a friend of mine that back in Hawaii, that some weird stuff happened to him at a range that was not really, it was just an area that people shot at in Hawaii. That's just kind of where they shot their pistols and their rifles and whatnot. It was just an area that they did. And some strange stuff does happen, some occurs. So you got to be careful, you got to be safe. I've had it happen where there was nothing that actually went down, but I remember we were shooting there. It was my uncle and myself, and I wasn't sure if he noticed it or not. I remember when it happened, some really shady people rolled up, and then I noticed other people were starting to pack up fairly quickly. And then it was coming down to it where I knew it was just going to be my uncle, myself, and these shady characters that were just sitting in their truck. So I wasn't sure if my uncle was aware of it or not. But then suddenly, I remember when we were packing it up, I had my 1911 on the table, and I put a magazine in it, racked one in the chamber, put the safety on, and put it in my holster. And I remember him looking over at me and saying, "Keep that one on you." So I knew at that point he was aware of the situation. And this is the kind of thing you want to be careful of when you're just kind of going outside. So, yeah, that was the last video we did. It was nice to finally get out on the range and do something like that, which was really cool to be able to film it. And it was difficult. It really was difficult to try to get it done, but we did. We got it going, so it was really nice to get that footage. And I got a little bit more, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I would actually upload that publicly here. But those of you that are on my Patreon page, you've definitely saw it because I posted up over there. But I'm not sure. There's stuff that we shot that day. It was just either it didn't turn out right or something like that. I just wound up not doing it. Not publicly posting it here on the YouTube here. So, but anyway, we have some I know it's been a while since we've done the radio bit, and I do apologize. Just been busy and tired and whatnot. So, but picking up from there, we got some comments to read. We got 454 Packers says, "I am blood." I like that TAC 14 hardwood. So. But yeah, the fireworks were starting to crack off at the end of that video, so we kind of cut it short. Let's see. How do we? All right, let's scroll down. Yeah, Mr. Holster. He says you can have fun with those airsoft guns. Yes, we were talking about the airsoft guns, which I have been doing a lot more with because of simply the fact that they're a lot more fun. We can do a lot of cool stuff, and honestly, Dirty Dan and myself, we've been getting ourselves into trouble in the backyard, engaging a lot of multiple targets, and it's nice that we don't need earplugs. We just need some eye protection, and we don't need to go to some remote place to fire off these things. We have a nice, safe little target with a net catch that captures all the BBs and everything. It's really fun. It really has been fun, and we can try some different things that I last time we were out, I was trying some of the awkward grips that you've seen over time. You see people teacupping, wrist grabbing, and all kinds of some of it's kind of really goofy looking, and I was attempting to try a lot of them, and they didn't work out. And I could solely see why the evolution of proper grip and stance has evolved from where it is. So, and of course I have my buddy and my brother Santee from the Arizona Ghost Riders, and he says, "Good video, J.W. Loving that shotgun, bro. I really, you know what, Santi, I hope you're listening to this because we need to get back together and film some more stuff for your channel. And the Arizona Ghost Riders is absolutely taking off like a rocket into the sky. It's amazing to see the channel just growing and capturing thousands and thousands of views. I'm so excited whenever I see it growing. It's just going and going and going. It's awesome. I really enjoy being a part of it. It's really awesome to do that. And I have Eric Talkington. How's it going, Eric? And say hello to Jackie for me. If you guys don't know who Eric is, he's got a wonderful and loving pit bull, and he shoots videos with her. It's amazing. That dog is just amazing. He's the good old days of the video store. I had a Blockbuster card, and you know, I really wish I would have kept my Blockbuster card. Oh man, I wish I would have kept that so bad. I miss those days so much. If I could go back to those VHS days, and you know, just before everything just are way they are, I would do it in a heartbeat. I really would. The Real Cobra Burnout. He says, still here, still watching. That's awesome, man. I'm still watching. I know the Real Cobra Burnout just did a video on some whiskey that was really interesting. I got Bob Hartman. Howdy, BATJAC. I've had Amazon Prime for a while now. And yeah, and then there's the Fire Stick. That's right. I'm really new to a lot of technology. I'm a little analog, or I guess some people would say I'm a lot analog. I just recently did the Amazon Prime bit, and it's been a lot of fun, and because you get to watch all these cool videos and everything. And one of the things that I did was I actually purchased the American Guns TV show. And I know there's been a lot of drama around these old shows that used to run. You know, the other one out of Louisiana and stuff, which was really horrible. And the American Guns one. Now, I used to live in Colorado, and they're based out of Denver. And, you know, that whole thing with him, you know, it was a stupid decision, you know, that he made. But as a show, now I'm talking about it as the show, the entertainment factor of it, that was really cool. I really liked that show because of the entertainment, for the entertainment value of it. I loved watching him negotiate with people and throw down money. Now, you know, you got to throw out of your head the realistic factor of it. You really do. I mean, for most part of it, it's pretty realistic. But there's a lot of it that you got to remember. It's entertainment. It's showbiz. It's a TV show. It's script writing. You know, you got to take it for that. And if you can't do that, you can't. You know, you probably won't enjoy the show. But I really liked it for that entertainment value. I really did. I thought it was very entertaining. Now, the one thing I can't stand about these, and I don't know why they do it, is they should have just kept the formula. I really wish the show could have kept going. I wish that, you know, he didn't do stupid, crooked business stuff that he was doing, and I wish it would have kept the show going. But, you know, I don't care for the drama. I don't like that made-up drama. Now, that part of the entertainment factor, that's not why I'm watching it. You know, I'm watching it for the wheel and deal and the creating of the stuff. That's why I'm watching it. Like, I don't, you know, the whole bit when his son wanted to take off from engraving school or go to engraving school and all that towards the end of season 2. That was the only thing. If I could critique something and say I didn't like it, that would be it. I don't like that. And I know it's, you know, again, I was just talking about how it's entertainment. Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I can deal with it. But that is one of the only things. But, you know, when I'm talking about the entertainment portion of it, you know, when somebody says, well, that doesn't happen with that gun, or you couldn't do that with that gun, or who would pay that much for that gun? It's the entertainment portion of it. And that's what I kind of liked about it. So, but yeah, Amazon Prime has been funny. It's been fun. And I got to watch a lot of movies for free that saved me money from buying it. Okay, and we got Jerry Johnson. He says, beautiful 1911 BATJAC. Keep that TAC 14. It's very cool. Every gun owner should get some trigger time. That's right. You got to get out and you got to shoot. And we got Love Your Collection, and I hope you hold on to them as long as you can, by Edward Petty. Yeah, there's stuff that I'm holding on to because, you know, it's just stuff I can't let go because of the tie-in with the movies. But there was, let's just put it this way, there was some stuff that I didn't really need to hold on to, and I was just trying to thin out the herd, really, and just kind of consolidate a little bit more. But I'm getting to the point where, you know, I do know that, you know, whenever you sell stuff, you always at some point, you know, you're going to regret it. And I don't want to get into that, you know, so I'm just trying to thin out a lot of stuff, but still holding on to some of the really cool stuff that still, you know, that I remember that, you know, that I wouldn't, you know, it's like, God, I remember spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and trying to get them, and to let them go for either what I got into them or less, that's unacceptable. No way. Danny O'Connor, he says, where can you be reached? And I believe you're referring to the grips. Well, the grips I make is now in partnership with Dirty Dan. So we are actually getting ready to try to do some more. We just have been running some tests, but we've been both busy with a lot of stuff. Dan works on a lot of movies, so it's really hard to allocate time, especially when you're doing a movie bit. And I've kind of been somewhat involved in some of them with him, and it's a heck of a production. I mean, some of those things, you know, you're going and getting there on set, you know, before 4 o'clock in the morning, and you don't leave until like the same time the next day. E.B. Saint says, saw your single action grips in a couple of photos on Internet Movie database. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. That's neat. That's really cool. So if you guys haven't seen it, actually I'll post a video here. My grips and my 6 guns were featured in a short film called A John Doe Western, which is really cool. And I got to see that on the big screen and see my guns and my grips live right there, big time, on the huge silver screen. It was pretty awesome. Mr. Mark Mac 85, good morning, BATJAC J.W. And good morning to you, sir. Justin Booth, you sold most of your collection. Please tell me you did not sell your Colt Pythons and Diamondback. Justin, I hate to admit it, I thought about it. I really did. But then that was one of those cases where I thought about what it would cost for me to replace them, if I would want to replace them. But for the price I paid for those guns, I just couldn't dare sell them, because I know that there was no way I would ever pay what they are costing now for them to ever want to get them back in the collection. I think those are guns I should hold on to, just because there's just no way. And I hope Colt starts making them again, because that would ease up on the price. But I think even if they did start remaking them again, I don't think they would be like the old original ones. I just don't. You just don't really see the beautiful blued steel and the beautiful wood anymore. They can try to, but it's never the same. So I think, yeah, those are going to be ones I'm going to hold off on. Now, if there's ever an emergency situation, yeah, they'd have to. I think, sadly, they might go, but, you know, I'm talking emergency stuff. Bernard Flood, greetings from Ireland. Happy New Year. Where does the time go? Yes, the 2018 flew by way too fast. Way too fast. And we got Joe P. Good morning, JW, and good morning to you, Joe. The Crazy Scotsman, I have shot in Mossberg multiple times before, not too bad at all. Good to see you, my friend. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year to you, Crazy Scotsman. All right. We got Lead 8541. Says that shotgun is pretty cool. It is neat. I mean, to me it's just a novelty item. You know, that's why I mentioned I'm not sure how long I'll hold on to it. For now, it's in the collection. Jeffrey Kelly, why did you sell your collection? I didn't sell the whole collection, Jeffrey. I thinned out the herd a little bit, like I said. Andrew Crowingson, bro, don't sell that Colt 1911. You'll regret it. Yeah, that Colt 1911 is sweet. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. That's why it's still kind of hanging around. And Brian, on the go. Your channel is doing well. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. And I do appreciate everybody that is subscribing and checking out the channel, because it does mean a lot to me. So I appreciate it. I keep doing this just for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And I'll see you next time.